right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. So I taste to you, Akim out there pushing this truth, sincerity, and fearlessness. Back to you with another lesson through the Spirit. And this lesson is talking about the pestilence that walketh by night, that's going to be walking by night. It's going to be a lot of pestilence. Pestilence can deal with all types of sicknesses and illnesses and outbreaks and plagues, all right, including STDs, all right. And man, that's skyrocketing at all-time highs, especially with you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You can go into your major cities and you can see that it's going rampant, all right. And I got a few videos, and then we're going to hit some precepts, all right. And it's all, I mean, Esau's man making this shit, and you know, Esau, it's a lot of this stuff comes from Esau dealing with bestiality and having sex with animals and reptiles and shit like that. Once you go in the depths of this shit, you know what I mean? It's really deep, man. And it's the spirit, because I was talking to Jake in class the other day and telling them about, like, man, be careful, because I mean, these women are desperate now. They losing their jobs and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, they're gonna start selling pussy, you know, and you know, they're gonna be trying to put a price on some diseased up pussy. They're gonna be putting a price on all types of shit. They're gonna be selling the pussy for bread, all right? Because a lot of these women don't even have a skill. They don't have skills at all. No type of skills. You know, they sell their pussy on OnlyFans, but when it's when it's oversaturated, none of them's gonna make no money for real. All right. And, you know, they're not really, you know, understanding, if you don't have any skills, then you just gonna be cornered off and just to sell pussy. And it's a lot of Jake that's sex deprived, and they just gonna be taking pussy and all that stuff. But at the same time, a lot of infections are gonna happen, man. And it's happening right now. You know, it's women out there giving out AIDS and men out there giving out AIDS and shit like that. But it's a new disease going on. Let's watch this video. All right, so that's one, all right. This one I had put up a while back on a young woman. She looked fairly decent, but she was trying to argue the fact that she don't have to tell nobody she had HIV. And it was crazy. Oh, yeah, check this out. This is a father finding out that his 14-year-old daughter has AIDS, and she didn't really take it serious. And if you see she's just going around, she don't even know what AIDS is. She thinking it's a game. You know, she 14 years old being fast and ended up catching AIDS. And she, what's wrong with me having a boyfriend? This and that. She's not even, just responding like the women of this age, just responding like shit ain't like shit is a game. You know what I'm saying? The young lady got AIDS, bro, full blown. Sad. This is sad. I can imagine the feeling of that father. He feel fucked up, man. That's another one. Yeah, this bitch right here. Just look at the pride and the audacity with a bitch. She look good too. Look pretty little lady, but she's deaf. She's walking deaf, and she saying that she don't have to disclose that she got HIV to any man. You know what I'm saying? She's saying that she don't have to do none of that shit. So she's out here being evil as fuck, man. You know, not even holding herself accountable and shit, man. That's why the scripture said beauty is vain. All right, we're gonna get to that. Psycho. And like I said, man, the beginning of evil is the women, but the women is raising these men too. And these men are acting like women and they evil as fuck too. You know what I'm saying? So, the root of all this shit is most likely women, because the scriptures say the women, our children are oppressors and women rule over them. But these women have manufactured wicked ass niggas, out here evil as fuck too. So, but this lady right here, as you see the evilness of these women, and even the young women, that little girl that you said she had she had blonde hair in her head, missing cheerleading practice. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy, man. Like, Houston, we have a problem. And speaking of Houston got hella syphilis out there. You know what I'm saying? But check it out.
women are naturally evil beings, I believe, and only a woman who's honest about our natural nature of being deceptive can change it. Like, for example, I know that naturally there's a selfish gimme, 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 I want that type of way about me. So, about people, period, but especially women. So, if you can't be honest and say that that's in there, then you can't deal with it and address it. And so, I've noticed that the women who say they're the dopest, they're the this, they're the that, are usually the worst because you have to acknowledge the beast in you in order to tame it. And so, I really just think most women are naturally evil. Period. I just think they're evil. And not even just how they deal with men and kids makes them evil, but how they deal with each other. Women are so jealous, deceptive, conniving. Like, you can just feel the evil when you are in the presence of certain women. You can walk in a room and you just feel the daggers. You just feel that demonic spirit. Women are evil. I don't care what nobody say. Women are untrustworthy, deceitful, demonic beings.
So yeah, man, it's all bad out here, man. It's wild out here. It's like wow. It's nothing really to be playing about, you know. Psalms chapter 91, verse 6, nor for the pestilence that walketh in the day darkness. Matter of fact, let's just go to Psalms 91. Because this is gonna be a lot of pestilence, man. It ain't gonna be no pharmaceutical drugs, because the pharmacy's gonna be out. You know, pharmacy's gonna be ramshack, nothing there. They already putting tariffs on pharmaceuticals. You know what I'm saying? Psalms chapter 91. He that dwelleth, let's see, Psalms chapter 91 verses, let's go to 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrows that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness. Because you know, Jake be getting it cracking at nighttime. You know what I'm saying? In nighttime, in the nighttime, you know, just when most of the transmitted happens, man. You know, the sex and stuff like that, and boom, you ain't got no nothing to cure it, or something that's incurable like that flesh eating shit that they were just speaking about, and it's gonna grow rampant. So Jake got to have dick discipline and practice dick discipline, you know, and you know, deal with your wife, that instead of burning in the flesh, and just hope she ain't stepping out and fucking with some goofy mog and giving you some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that can also happen. And just basically get close to the Lord, man. That's ultimately, because the Lord's going to protect you from all this thing. You know what I'm saying? Nor for the destruction that wasteth in noonday. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. You know, it shouldn't come nigh thee because, you know, you in the spirit, you got that oil lamp, and you've been praying for protection, and you've been on the Lord's right side. Only with thine eyes shall thou behold the wicked, and behold and see the reward of the wicked. A lot of these people are gonna die by these diseases going on, man. They just gonna die because they, you know, it's part of the judgment. You know what I'm saying? You know, we in Babylon, Sodom and Egypt, man, where people are sexually promiscuous and have no control sexually. All right, they do things that, you know, they fucking animals, and man on man, women on women, and you know, crazy ass sexual shit, man. You know, that's why Jake got to be, booty eating and all types of shit, man. Pussy eating, all this crazy ass shit, man. They don't realize how many parasites could be in this cat. You know what I'm saying? All this bullshit, man, that they try to make normal. You know, and it's gonna bite back with the bullshit, with pestilence, with plagues. All right. Yeah, so it's pretty high time to wake up out of sleep, man, because these diseases is really running rampant. They move in silence. That's why people don't really talk about it. They don't even look up, because that shit moves in silence. Ain't nobody gonna tell you if they got something. Ain't nobody gonna tell you that shit. In my testimony, shit, I had, I was having sex young. I'm 34 now. I had a son at 16. You know what I'm saying? I was having sex young, and I didn't caught diseases, and I'm thankful there wasn't no AIDS and no shit like that. It was all curable, and I was thankful to have that they had pharmaceutical drugs to clear me out. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays I got dick discipline. I'm not finna just be fucking on anything, and I'm not really on that. I want to get to I want my crown, man. Even though Jake see things and wanna it get like that, but it's really not worth it. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight the flesh. It's something that you gotta really deal with. It's a scripture say endure unto the end. Endure into the end. All right, that's a scripture that slipped my mind. All right, okay. Cause a lot of these women carrying that shit too, man. They carrying that shit and giving it away. I've seen so many women on this internet talk about how they ain't finna tell nobody they got shit and they gonna give it to the motherfuckers. 1 Timothy chapter 5 verse 6. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth, and that's indicating that bitches is just dead spiritually. They dead. They got cemetery pussies from all the abortions, and then they dead because they walking with diseases and shit and giving it out. To these thirsty motherfuckers, man. You know. And a lot of Jake gonna get caught up in this shit. They not using women or using wisdom. And you not using wisdom when it comes to these damn women, man. Many also have perished and erred in sin for women, all right? Run out of their wits. Precept 27. Many have perished and have erred in sin for women, all right? Oh yeah, let's start with 26. 2nd Ezra chapter 4 verse 26. Yeah, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and became servants for their sakes. Many also have perished and have erred in sin for women. And when these women get out here and just utilize they losing their jobs and shit like that, they like spiders, man. You know what I'm saying? They spiders in the web. And when you get caught up in them motherfuckers, man, you gonna get caught up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Jake, they late bloomers. You know what I'm saying? Even brothers in this truth, they late bloomers. They just now really getting some coochie. You know what I'm saying? And they gotta control themselves, man. They gotta control themselves when it come to a beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? There it is. Beauty is vain. Yup, that's what I'm looking for. When it come to these beautiful ass women and shit, beauty is vain. They not, they insides is rotten. They dead, And you got to know this, man. These bitches, they just what it look like. It ain't what it look like, bro. It's haunted. They full of dead bodies and body. You know what I'm saying? It's just nasty. Full of fucked up shit. You get up in that and you gonna leave with something. You gonna leave with some shit. Proverbs 31 verse 30. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. All right. And a lot of these women don't fear the Lord, man. A lot of these women don't see a God, the God in you, in a man. They don't cherish the man. They don't want to even be in order. They don't even listen to the man because Yahushua is the head of man, man is the head of woman. They want to be the head of Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? They want to be the head of a woman, the man. You know what I'm saying? And they out of pocket. Proverbs chapter 31 verse 30. Charm. This is NLT. Charm is deceptive, and beauty does not last. That's why. A lot of these women, they run out of beauty, they get out of shape. You know what I'm saying? And they just hit that brick wall, you know. But a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. You know what I'm saying? Seven women grab hold of one man. That one man gonna choose which one to be dealing with. He ain't gonna choose you nasty ass fucking cesspool pussy bitches, man. Cause it's gonna be a lot of them, man. They not gonna have the Bath and Body Works or anything to clean that pussy. Then like the Lord's gonna deal with freshness. Gonna make sure the right woman is fresh and prepared for and she have the stuff that's prepared for that man of the Lord too. You know what I'm saying? These other women gonna be sour and full of stink. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna get bad out here, man, and they gonna be full of diseases and pestilence. And just like to say, it ain't gonna just be STDs when the pestilence come. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, you know, you're gonna be coughing and all types of shit on the other end with other shit like biochemical warfares that Esau's throwing out here. That, you know, ultimately the Lord got him doing it. You know what I'm saying? You know, this shit ain't no game out here, man. And I was just telling them brothers, man. You know, sometimes we have conversations about these bitches and shit like that, but at the same time, I got a lot of experience, man. My experience is greater, and I just pray brothers listen to me because I got some experience, good and bad, man. You know, and I learned from them. I really did. And the Lord